Welcome to Meditation Monday. Before we start on a meditation, I invite you to try a writing exercise that I find beneficial from time to time. If you'd rather not, go right into getting comfortable in however you meditate, with your cushions, your pillows, blankets, sweatshirts. If you choose to try the writing exercise, I suggest getting a notepad, a journal, or even an index card from nearby. It doesn't have to have lines on it. And write out any words or visuals, anything that is louder than usual, if there is anything in the moment before meditating. I find that it helps sometimes when my energy level is off and I go to sit on my yoga mat or I go to lie down for a body scan meditation, and I just have to get all the chattering out of my mind, the ruminating out of my mind, before I can sit to try to calm all of what's in my mind. I just have to get a running start, really. And I sometimes use the same sheet of paper, the same page, doesn't matter. So take about 10 to 15 seconds to write out whatever words, visuals, anything that's just too loud right now, to quiet down. Put it on a piece of paper. And once you have a couple of words, visuals, anything that you've kind of emptied out from your mind, if you can, remove it from the room completely so it's no longer attached to you. If you can't actually leave the room, maybe put it underneath a cushion, underneath your yoga mat, just somewhere where it's no longer there. Now you can get comfortable for however you choose to meditate. I like to tell people, if they are sitting on the floor or the carpet, have a cushion under the sit bones to allow the knees to come below the hips. That way your spine is in its natural curvature, as opposed to being on the yoga mat and caving in. The breathing can come easier, and you just relieve that stress. If you're lying down, choose to have some cushions underneath your knees, your neck, maybe your back. That's totally fine. And if you like to sit in a chair, I suggest having some armrests in the chair in case you do get too comfortable. And you can put a blanket or a cushion behind your back, in between the back of the chair and your spine, and allow the knees to come forward a little bit, lower than the hips. They might be even in the chair, that's fine. And however you choose to be, just start noticing your breath. If you like, you can close your eyes. If you feel more comfortable keeping them open, perhaps you find a low and light gaze. If you have a white wall behind you, maybe you focus on a low spot of that white color. Maybe you place your hand on your belly and feel the rise and fall of your inhale. Just checking in with it, not trying to perfect your breath by any means. Maybe another hand comes on top of your chest or your shoulder, just checking in to see What part of your body moves as you breathe? Just witness. Find a place of tension in your body and send your next exhale there. Continue sending your breath to that place of tension. Can you try to visualize that tension as a dot? If so, how big is this dot? Send an exhale to that size dot. What color is this dot? Send your next exhale to that color. Does this dot have weight? Send your exhale to that weight. Does this dot have a texture? What kind of texture could it have? Is it a hard texture? A slippery texture? Send your exhale to whatever texture it has, to whatever weight it has, to whatever color it has, to whatever size the dot is. If you ever lose the place of breath, bring your hand back to your belly, or just push your hand slightly into the belly if it's been resting there as a reminder to keep breathing. Hand is a paperweight. Breathe in to your tension. Stay here for 5 more breaths. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe you flutter your eyes open. If you'd like to stretch, go ahead and do so, as if you're reawakening for the very first time. Know that sometimes labeling, whether labeling your thoughts and releasing them in a different room, or labeling descriptions of a place of tension, it gives acknowledgement to something. We don't have to dwell in it. We simply acknowledge it and we keep breathing through it. Thank you for joining me. Be well.